All right, hello, welcome to those down in Texas land and the Lone Star State. My name is Earl, and I am your facilitator tonight, and we are joined by six wonderful schools out in the Northeast region of the USA. And so you're going to hear from a number of different places tonight in the order of how I list them. Colgate University will go first, Fordham, Hofstra, Pace, Skidmore, and the University of Rochester. I do want to remind the audience on the other side of a few things as we move through this evening. Every school gets 6 minutes to present. You do have the opportunity to communicate with these colleges and universities through the Q&A function. Oh yeah, so a reminder on the back side of this, your microphone and camera are off, so they can't see you, but you can see them. There aren't any more TACAC sessions there, so I'm gonna skip right over that, but the recording will be available at strivescan.com/Texas. We are in session B2 there at the top, right in the middle, Colgate, Fordham, Hofstra, Pace, Skidmore, and Rochester. I do encourage you to stick around for the entire session tonight. Everyone gets 6 minutes, so you can do the math. We'll be together for about 45 minutes. And so do stick around because our wonderful representatives who are on the screen will have some closing remarks for everybody. So everybody can disappear other than Colgate. And Jameer, you're gonna be up and going, and I see you there. Go ahead and take the screen over if you would, sir. And once you do, there you be. Great, awesome. Thanks for joining us this evening, Jameer. Whenever you are ready, you are off and going, sir.
Thanks so much for having me. Hey, everybody, my name is Jameer Abney. I'm one of the associate deans here at Colgate. And I'm going to kick things off with a video for you, about a minute and a half, that gives you a really great overview of who we are as a campus. And then I'll give you a little bit more information and facts about us.
Set on a hillside in the center of New York State is one of America's preeminent institutions of higher education. Opening its doors to the best and brightest, Colgate University offers 56 diverse majors, extraordinary research opportunities, more than 220 clubs, and the highest level of competition in athletics, Division I. Distinguished by its talented research faculty, engaged and creative student body, passionate and successful alumni, and a residential community where life and learning transcend disciplines and cultures. A scene of unforgettable beauty, of energy and spirit, of community, and intellectual preparation for life. This is Colgate.
So sorry about the skipping. It seems like technology always wants to be complicated when you want it the most. But the purpose of the video, I think, gives you a good sense of something that is very important about Colgate, and that's a sense of community. We have over 3,200 students that come from all over the world and all over the country. We have all 50 states represented, over 60 different countries represented in our international and dual citizen community, and an environment where over 90% of the students are living on the campus and a part of a residential environment. And so we really want you to understand, in coming to Colgate, is you're coming to a place that's going to engage you with cultural competency, people from a variety of different backgrounds and different perspectives, and give you the chance to really connect with people in a variety of different ways. You have over 200 clubs and organizations that are available to you, over 50 different majors, opportunities to be able to learn and grow and develop in a lot of different ways, and also be challenged. Over 80% of our students take advantage of research opportunities. Over 60% of our students study abroad, and we have lab-based experiences that you can engage with, as you saw in the video, as well as opportunities to be out in the field, getting your hands dirty and engaging alongside great faculty who are going to be your mentors, your advisors, and your friends throughout your experience as a part of the academic community here. Outside of the classroom, you have an opportunity to be able to engage in lots of different projects, whether that be service, whether that be creative opportunities in the performing arts like the ones that you saw, and also a place that I think is going to help you by connecting you with people in an environment that allows you to really deeply gravitate towards the things that you're interested in and really, really passionate about. We're currently in the process of a new strategic vision, a third century plan that was introduced in 2019. And one of the key goals for us is to be able to recruit the best and the brightest students from, again, all over the world, but also allow you to come to a place that is going to be affordable. We're a place that meets 100% of financial need. We have a new Colgate commitment that's supporting students, with everyone who has a family income of $80,000 or less having no tuition, no student loans, fully grant funded and need-based opportunities in terms of financial aid. And that's including supporting those opportunities for students to go abroad, for funding for research opportunities you might be interested in, and really just trying to invest in whatever it is that you might be passionate about and allowing you to get the most out of your experience. And that's included the work that we've done in admissions over the last 2 years. We've brought in our most diverse classes that Colgate's seen in its over 200-year history, and continue to be able to think about how we can build a community and an environment that really allows people to engage with people who are going to introduce them to different ideas and different perspectives. And again, be a part of a community that's going to allow you to grow in so many different ways. And really, most importantly, give you an education that's going to allow you to be successful. Over 98% of our students are able to find a job, an internship, go into graduate school within 6 months of graduation. We have a phenomenal alumni community of over 30,000 people who are going to be mentors and people that connect you to industries, come back to campus and help you build your skills in interviewing, resume writing, and other professional development skills that are going to be valuable for you beyond the 4 years that you might spend with us as a part of the undergraduate community. But this is definitely a place when we think about preparation, we think about growth, we think about your development and really your immersion within this broader environment and network is not just the people on this campus, but a whole entire world of opportunities and people that you can continue to connect with. And we feel very, very confident about the opportunities that we're going to introduce you to, both on campus, off this campus, and allow you to continue to feel very confident about your ability to be competitive beyond the 4 years that you'll spend with us as you go into the things that you're really passionate about and interested in your career, in your future education, and in your life well beyond Colgate. So certainly as you think about us, and you're preparing for your common application, the Coalition app, or even students who are interested in QuestBridge, which we became a partner of last year, we're going to receive those applications, give you a holistic review, and really continue to look at you and understand how you'll fit within our community and be able to come here and thrive and be successful and get the most out of your post-secondary education experience. So thank you so much for thinking about Colgate, and we'll hope to see your application here in the next couple of weeks and over this next couple of months as you move through this application process. Great to meet you.
Right, Maria, you're up next from Fordham.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Maria. I am one of the admission counselors at Fordham University, and I work with students from the great state of Texas. So I'm really glad to be able to connect with you all through this virtual fair tonight. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Fordham's campuses, our colleges and academic offerings, a little bit about student life, and then a little bit about the application process. So I'm going to try to cover a lot in these couple minutes here. Fordham has 2 campuses in New York City. We have our Rose Hill campus in the Bronx and our Lincoln Center campus in Manhattan. Each of those campuses is pictured here. Rose Hill is on the right, Lincoln Center is on the left. And I think this picture, this kind of like split screen, does a great job of just showcasing just how different the looks and the feels of the 2 campuses really are. Our Rose Hill campus is in the Belmont neighborhood of the Bronx. It's about a 20 to 25 minute train ride away from Grand Central. So It has what many people think of as a traditional college campus environment, but it's really accessible to all of the busyness that people think of when they think of New York City. We have about 80 acres, and some of our neighbors in the Bronx are the New York Botanical Gardens, the Bronx Zoo, and Arthur Avenue, which is the Little Italy of the Bronx. Those are kind of the four main things going on in the Belmont neighborhood of the Bronx. Our Lincoln Center campus, by contrast, is right amidst the busyness of the city. So we're located at 60th and Columbus, about a block away from the corner of Central Park and Columbus Circle, and walking distance from Times Square and Broadway and Rockefeller Center. So again, very much in the heart of all of the busyness that comes with being in Manhattan. At each of our campuses, we have two colleges. We have Fordham College, which is home to our arts and science programs, and we have the Gabelli School of Business. The vast majority of our majors are offered at both campuses. We also guarantee 4 years of on-campus housing at both campuses as well. And you can take classes at both campuses. So you do choose a campus and a college when you apply, but you're not limited to just what that campus has to offer. And because housing is guaranteed at both campuses and most majors are offered at both campuses, students can really choose the environment that they see themselves in, less so where they can live on campus or where they can study their major. We have a lot going on campus. We have over 150 student clubs and organizations. We have Division I sports. We have club and intramural sports as well. We don't have any Greek life at Fordham, so a lot of students find their communities and through how they get involved. So that's a really big way for students to really have play such a great role in the Fordham community is through investing their time in some of our student clubs and organizations. But there's obviously so much going on off campus as well throughout New York City. So in many ways, Fordham really provides the best of both worlds for students, that there are these really great college campus environments, but you have kind of the backdrop of New York City for your classes, for your social life, just for your exploration throughout your 4 years of college. Really is kind of the best of both worlds. We also are a Catholic Jesuit university. We're one of 27 Jesuit colleges throughout the United States, and there's over 50 Jesuit high schools throughout the country as well. And our Jesuit mission and tradition is really what sets us apart. We have a couple different mottos as a part of this Jesuit education, one of which is men and women for others. There's a real commitment to social justice and being engaged and committed citizens at Fordham in the Bronx, in Manhattan, and in our global community as well. Another term is cura personalis, which translates to care of the whole person. We don't just care about what you're studying and what you want to do after graduation, but who you want to become, and we want to help you do that. A little bit about our size. We have 9,000 undergraduate students. That makes us a mid-sized university, but I encourage students to think about what mid-sized means to them, because it's all relative. So if 9,000 seems really big to you based on the colleges that you're looking at, there's a lot of ways that Fordham feels a lot smaller. We have 6,000 students in the Bronx, 3,000 in Manhattan. Within that, we have our colleges, and then obviously our 4 class years. So it feels a lot smaller than just being 1 in 9,000. If 9,000 feels really small to you based on the other colleges in your search, Fordham is not in a small college town. So your 4 years at Fordham are not going to be defined only by Fordham people and Fordham places and things. Again, you have all of New York City to kind of supplement the campus experience. Quickly want to just wrap up by talking about the application process. We are a Common App school. That's the only way that we receive and review applications. We've got a couple deadlines at November 1st, early action, early decision, and performance for our dance and theater audition-based majors. And at January 1st, we have regular decision. We are test optional for seniors and juniors that are applying or in the college search process right now. And there's no separate application process to be considered for any of our merit scholarships. And we are need blind and require the FAFSA and CSS profile for need-based aid consideration. We are open for in-person campus tours. So if you find yourself in New York City, I encourage you to check out one or both of our campuses. And we also are continuing our virtual programming as well. So I invite you to learn even more about Fordham, more than just 5 or 6 minutes through some of our virtual programming or by coming to visit campus. So thanks for spending part of your evening here.
All right, hey, perfect. So Brian, There you are. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Earl.
Hofstra's next. Go for it.
Awesome. Hi, folks. Hope everyone is doing well. Super excited to be sharing some information with you. My name is Brian Rothstein. I am Senior Associate Dean of Admission at Hofstra University, located just 25 miles east of New York City. I'm super excited to be sharing some information with you today about Hofstra, who we are, and a little bit about our programs, our academics, our campus community, and so much more. So 25 miles east of New York City, as you can tell, and as mentioned at the beginning, these are all schools located in the Northeast. So we're excited to be sharing some information and maybe some cold weather with you down over there in Texas. 25 miles east of New York City, very easily accessible. We use New York as an extension of our classroom. So although not in the hustle bustle of New York City, it is very easily accessible to our campus community. We do have 2 campus shuttles that pick up at our local commuter rail stations. We call that the Long Island Railroad here on Long Island. We pick up at 2 of them. They run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 364 days a year, and we use New York City as an extension of our classroom in a learning lab. So for cultural events, for fun events, for Broadway show tickets that are super discounted, for internships and job opportunities, opportunities inside the classroom, opportunities outside the classroom, and so much more as well. What you're actually seeing on this screen, the bottom left corner, that actually is a photo of our campus community. So although close to the hustle bustle of New York, you will see the sprawling green grasses of green grass of our campus community, of our quad. Here, what you're seeing is actually students are taking the class out on our community lawn right over there. 244 acres of campus size, so it's a large campus size, but it's a really small campus feel, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. It's 21 students on average in a class, and it's a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So you're not going to be walking into a community of 400 students or anything like that. On typical size class at Hofstra, 21. The largest size class we have at Hofstra, 35. So you really get to know your professors. They really get to know you. That helps with jobs and internships, opportunities for research, opportunities inside your class, and opportunities outside your class, and opportunities outside the walls of Hofstra as well. We're right in the middle of medium-sized institutions. We have about 6,100 undergraduate students, about 3,000 graduate doctoral students. So that classifies us right in the middle of medium-sized schools. Really diverse campus community as well. So students from 48 states and upwards of 70 countries. So you're going to get to meet students within those smaller classes that are from here in New York City, from Texas, from California, from Washington State, from Idaho, from Indiana, from California, from Alaska, Hawaii, and so many other places as well. Over 165 different majors for students to choose from. Although super tiny on your screen, you will see there are a multitude of different majors from A to W and everything in between. Some of the majors that are popular amongst our students, very many things within the medical related field. We are partnered with Northwell Health Systems, although might not mean very much to you, is one of the largest health systems in the state of New York and one of the largest in the nation. We have a medical school, a physician's assistant school, a nursing school. We also have a law school at Hofstra with an accelerated 3+3 bachelor's JD program. We also have a business program and a business school with a 5-year bachelor's master's degree, a engineering school with a 5-year bachelor's master's degree, a speech language hearing sciences program with a 5-year bachelor's master's degree, criminology, criminal justice, forensic science, as well as psychology at the bachelor's, master's, and PhD level, an outstanding school of communication with one of the largest TV studios on the East Coast outside of HBO down in Hudson Yards in Lower Manhattan. In addition to that, TV, film, and radio as some of our popular majors. We are also the only college university in the nation that broadcasts on behalf of a professional sports team. So anything for the New York Islanders, which is professional hockey here in New York on Long Island, is actually coming from Hofstra and our radio station at Hofstra. So those are just some of the popular majors you'll see. You can find many of them on our website, hofstra.edu/majors. We'll showcase to you all of the different majors we have to offer. We're really big on the experiential learning piece here at Hofstra, with 71% of our students participating in some form of internship while with us. So that's actually larger than the national average. 93% of our students within 6 months of graduation are either enrolled in graduate school or employed, and just shy of 60% of our students have a job offer at or before graduation. So the success of our students, especially because of those smaller class sizes, is enormous and outstanding, and it's something we pride ourselves on here at Hofstra. What you're seeing on the screen are just some of the places that our students have interned in the past. Quick story, we had a student a couple of years ago had raised their hand in an introductory engineering class and had shared that they wanted to be a Disney Imagineer. If you don't know who those are the engineers at Disney World that do all sorts of cool things with the animatronics on the rides, that make live action fun things in movies occur. Well, let's fast forward that story. That student got an internship their freshman year at Disney. The following year got a paid internship at Disney, now works there for 4 years, and actually runs their own Imagineering team. So that is a testament to our professors getting to know our students getting to know their professors, and that opportunity carrying itself forward because of those smaller communities and the opportunities available at Hofstra. Quick things about our community as well. Over 220 student clubs and organizations to get involved in. You name it, we probably have it at Hofstra. A rock climbing club, Quidditch, an environmental students club, fraternities and sororities, club sports and intramural sports. Speaking of sports, we are a Division I institution, 21 Division I sports teams. So pretty awesome opportunity. We are the Hofstra Pride, so I want to make sure to point that out to you as well. Students participate in over 100,000 hours of community service, and living on campus guaranteed for all 4 years. Quick application update here. We are an early action institution, early action, non-binding. November 15th, you get a decision by December 15th, December 15th, decision by January 15th. We are a test optional institution for upwards of 7 years now, so nothing to worry about. What you're seeing on the screen are just averages, not requirements. If you have between 1140 and 1330 and between 25 or 32 on the ACTs, you should absolutely submit those. 3.7 GPA, 92 about a B+. That's our general ballpark of students that applied last year. If we average it out, that's what it came to. So just a mindful piece there. Thank you so much for joining me. And
Thanks.
Contact information on its way over.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Brian.
Earl.
Perfect. Yep. Brittany, you're up next from Pace University.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Let me get this presentation up, running, and on the way. All right, everyone. My name is Brittany. I am the admission counselor for Texas for Pace University. I recruit for both campuses because if you did not know, we are one campus, 2 different unique experiences based on the student's comfort level and preference. You'll hear me talk a little bit more about how obsessed we are with students. But yeah, so we are a private liberal arts school in the southernmost part of the city. Our city campus is right at the foot of the Brooklyn Bridge. And then 45 minutes north, we have our suburban Rochester campus. I'm a former alumni as well as student athlete for Pace University. Also went here, so my family bleeds blue and gold. Going a little fast, sorry about that. So as I said, we're obsessed with the students to the fact that we've created an educational model that we pretty much base our foundation on, and it's called the PACE path. So the PACE path is supposed to be similar to your path on life or on a drive. You have a starting point and you have an end point, and we're trying to get you from point A to point B with putting in as much interest, hobbies, wants for students as they could possibly need. We think that no 2 students are alike, and there isn't a one-size-fits-all college experience. So why subject students to that? We'd rather have students meet with their academic advisors to determine what they're interested in, what experiences they want out of it, and what will help them get them to their dream job later on. So these are just some things that our students participate in with the PACE path. We have over 150 majors as well as 70+ minors. We also have combined degree programs where students can get their undergraduate and professional degrees in a condensed amount of time while still receiving financial aid. So we pretty much break down those majors into these 6 different colleges within Pace University. There is no fear of being put into a different borough, on a different campus, in a different building. It's just how we classify those curriculums, as well as place you come graduation. So we have a little bit of everything based on what the student is looking to get out of it. 90% of our PACE undergraduate students are fully employed or continuing their education within 6 months of graduating. I had two job offers prior to graduating. My sister was fully employed as well prior to her graduation. And we really think that this comes a lot to do with the award-winning Career Services Center at Pace University that offers a career and service fair on both campuses each semester. Additionally, we require 1 to 2 internships with each major prior to students graduating. So a lot of the success comes from that implementation. As I mentioned, 2 campuses. So the New York City one is at the foot of the Brooklyn Bridge. It's really the time to thrive in the city and make this city your home, your campus, and your playground. And boy, do our students do that. Up north, again, in the suburbs, we have the nature trails, we have the athletic fields, we have Choke Pond and our own environmental center with hundreds of sustainability efforts from Pace University students and faculty alike. Up here as well, we do have 14 Division II men and women's sports and participate in the NE10 conference. Pretty simple to apply to Pace University. We just ask for an application. This typically comes from the Common App or Pace directly. There's usually a fee associated with it. It's pretty typical for most colleges. Your official high school transcript from your guidance counselor or school administration. Two letters of recommendation, at least two, no more than three. Your essay or personal statement. Common App has a bunch to choose from. I'm sure most students have something with their English classes right now. And then lastly, we are a test optional school. So we were test optional prior to the pandemic in 2019, and we've remained that way for all of our programs, including our honors college that students are automatically considered for when they apply. These are just some helpful dates to keep in mind. We do have 3 decision plans at Pace. If you bleed blue and gold like me and my sister, you can apply early decision, and that's November 1st. That's coming up very soon. Otherwise, early action 1 and 2, just 2 weeks apart, will get you that early decision by the end of January, which gives you all the time before that May 1st commitment day. And then finally, just a couple things to note with the program specific majors, like any performing arts or nursing students. Performing arts is December 15th. That is a hard deadline. And then nursing is February 15th. Again, hard deadline. Anything after that, you will not be considered. And May 1st, do the happy dance, submit your deposit to the college of your choice, whether it's here at Pace or elsewhere. We are a private New York school, so we don't have to worry about in-state, out-of-state tuition. It's one flat fee across the board. You add a little bit for room and board, depending on which campus you choose to reside at, but you can go back and forth between the two, so that's a positive. We do package students based on merit as well as financial needs, so long as we have the FAFSA completed and sent to us. Families typically save anywhere from $26,000 to $28,000, and our merit package scholarships range anywhere from $13,000 all the way up to $30,000+. So there's really a lot of financial aid that we do try to offer to make education as affordable as possible here at Pace. Lastly, this is just some contact information. I am the counselor for Texas and Pace University. So if you have any questions or think of something after this, please feel free to reach out to me. My information is below. Otherwise, you're welcome to also come visit us on campus in person for in-person tours. And that is it for me.
Okay, Brittany, thank you. I see Darren on the screen. I'm going to let you have at it here. Go ahead.
All right. Thanks, Earl.
Yep.
Great to see everybody here. I got to get to my, I was going to share my screen with the other spot. Sorry about that. And we'll share it. There it is. And get to that, right? Full thing. There we go. Good. There's Skidmore College. Great to see everyone. I am Skidmore College. I'm Darren Drabeck, Associate Director of Admissions here at Skidmore College. We are a community of about 2,600 undergraduate students. We are an all undergraduate student community, which means all of the resources, all of the facilities, all of the faculty time is focused on you, the undergraduate student. We are certainly a diverse community of learners. Our students come to Skidmore College from all over the world and all over the United States. About 10% of our students are international students, and our students come to Skidmore from about 60 countries around the world and over 40 states around the United States. We truly have a national and an international reputation. We are almost entirely a residential community. 90% of our students are living on campus. We guarantee housing for all 4 years. Students can live in residence halls as well as live in on-campus apartments, depending on your year. We do not have a Greek system at Skidmore. We don't have any fraternities or sororities. All of our social life, campus life is really focused around the over 100 clubs and organizations that students can enjoy and join and enjoy all of the events on campus. In a typical year, there are over 3,000 events on our campus for 2,600 students. So there are actually more events than students, again, in a typical year. And it's a very lively campus community and location with students able to engage in club sports, varsity sports, community service organizations, the outdoor club at Skidmore is one of our most popular clubs for students to join. Our community service program is thriving, where over 60% of our students in a given year will participate in some form of giving back to the community here at Skidmore. Academically, we are distinctive as a small liberal arts college, and the college is similar to us. We are probably one of the few that has majors leading to both Bachelor of Arts degrees and Bachelor of Science degrees. The majority of our majors, the 44 majors that students have to choose from, over 40 minors as well that students can choose from, so 80 programs that students can participate in. The majority of our majors do lead to a Bachelor of Arts degree in the liberal arts and sciences, humanities, social sciences, arts and sciences. But we have 7 programs at Skidmore that are a bit more pre-professional in their focus and are even distinctive to find at a college our size or a college like us. We have majors in management and business. We have a major in education studies that will actually certify students to teach at the end of 4 years, a major in social work, a program in human physiological sciences, and those programs lead to Bachelor of Science degrees. And then 3 of our programs in the fine and performing arts, our major in studio art, our major in dance, and our major in theater also lead to a Bachelor of Science degree, which in the arts kind of tilts a little bit more towards a conservatory type environment, though students come to Skidmore because they want to be surrounded by or inspired by the liberal arts and study within it. So some Bachelor of Science degree programs and then also Bachelor of Arts degree programs. And that makes for a very diverse learning community, attracting students with a broad range of interests. Our most popular majors include business, English, psychology, biology, political science, and studio art. The sciences, the arts, and the pre-professional programs are strong at Skidmore. We have a real commitment to sustainability. A lot of that is related to our location, nestled here in upstate New York, surrounded by amazing natural beauty. I haven't done all my research, but we might be one of the only, I can't say the only because I haven't done the research, but one of the only colleges in the country that owns a hydroelectric dam from which we can draw 8% of the power that the college uses from a dam located about an hour and a half from our campus. And a real commitment to sustainability, a lot of opportunities for students to engage in that on campus. Our campus is, as I said, surrounded by some beautiful natural beauty, just on the edge of Saratoga Springs. And our location is distinctive to the Skidmore experience. Saratoga Springs is best known in the United States as the summer home to America's oldest thoroughbred horse racing track, as well as summer home to the New York City Ballet and the Philadelphia Orchestra. So incredible cultural and arts events that happen every summer. This is a resort community that attracts hundreds of thousands of tourists all summer long. And in the school year, it is a college town. All of the shops, the restaurants, the stores that our tourists enjoy in the summer are open year round, and our students do enjoy that. In an amazing location here, 3 hours from New York City, 3 hours from Boston, and 3 hours from Montreal, just at the base and in the foothills of the Adirondack Mountains. We are on the common application and the coalition application to apply. We have both early decision and regular decision. And to apply for need-based financial aid, we require the CSS profile, and we pledge to meet 100% of a family's demonstrated need if the student is offered admission to Skidmore. And more than 50% of our students are receiving some form of financial aid. And the average package, as you see, is over $50,000. We have our first early decision deadline coming up on the 15th of November, and then regular decision and early decision round 2 is in January. And I think that's it. That's me. You heard the alarm go off in the background, keeping me honest. So it's great to see everybody and talk to everyone here tonight. Earl, take it back.
Great, thanks, Darren. Oh, there's Dana. She's on screen, and you're off and ready to go. So I'll turn everything off on my end. Go for it.
Well, good evening, everybody here in Texas. My name is Dana Marchant, and I am Assistant Director of Admission for the University of Rochester. But more importantly, I'm a Texan. I actually live in Austin, Texas. I primarily work with our students from the state, from Houston down to Dallas, over to San Antonio and Laredo, all the way over to East Texas as well. So I am happy to help you during this admissions process, should you be considering the University of Rochester. So I may be talking at you through a little bit of a Texas lens tonight. So the University of Rochester is located in, of course, Rochester, New York, as we're all the New York schools tonight. So we are located in upstate New York, primarily in the Finger Lakes region of New York. We are actually closer to Toronto than we are to New York City. Now, Rochester is a big fairly big bustling city with about 1 million people that live in Monroe County, which is the county that we're located in. And we do have a major airport that you can easily, from any of the airports here in Texas, usually just pick up one connecting flight and then land in Rochester. And then our campus is only a 5-minute drive from the airport. So it's pretty easy to navigate to Rochester. The city of Rochester has really kind of revitalized itself in the last few years. We have several museums. We have 3 semi-professional sports teams. We're home to such companies as Bausch and Lombs. If you live along the West Coast or the East Coast, I know you probably know of Wegmans. They're actually headquartered in Rochester as well. Texans, it's like HEB. It's like their version of HEB is a good way to say it. So here's actually a good view of our campus. So we have 3 campuses at the University of Rochester. Our primary campus, though, is our River campus. That is where our 5,500 undergraduate students live and work and go to class, and all of our athletic facilities are right there on that curve of the Genesee River. Now, right across the street from that is actually our medical center. The University of Rochester does have a medical school and dental school, as well as houses the Regents Trauma Hospital and a children's hospital, all located right there. So if you want to go in the pre-health fields, this is a phenomenal facility to be able to do that. In downtown Rochester, we actually have our 3rd campus, which is the Eastman School of Music for those students who want to just study conservatory music style programs for 4 years, located in downtown Rochester. Now, 3 distinct things to know about the University of Rochester. Number 1, you truly get to build your own curriculum at Rochester. Yes, you're going to have a major. Yes, you have about 100 different majors to choose from, everything from American Sign Language, which we actually have a very large deaf community in Rochester. So it's nice to put your classwork into the community aspect of things. We have a neuroscience program that is very, very highly rated. We have the #1 optics program in the country. Optics, I'm talking about laser work. We actually house 2 of the US's strongest lasers on our campus. We are very well known for our STEM fields as well. We actually have 7 different types of engineering that you can major in, as well as some really, really strong science programs. Our pre-health track does very, very well, but also some interesting majors like African-American studies. And we have an amazing theater program that actually has an international flair to it as well. So you'll find some niche programs at Rochester. But essentially, there's only one class you ever have to take at the University of Rochester, and that's that #1 requirement up there on that screen, a primary writing requirement class. Other than that, you get to work through the system once you declare your major to actually cluster in 2 other areas, either the humanities, the social sciences, or the natural sciences. And you get to take a set of 3 classes that's thematically connected and study it kind of a little bit deeper than you would normally. It's all in your hands to make your curriculum be what you want it to be. We have 250 of these clusters already preset, but you can always work with an academic advisor to find your own as well. Because of this kind of the way the structure is set up, about half of our students will actually have a double major by the time that they graduate and are able to graduate in 4 years. And in fact, we love learning so much. We actually have an amazing program called Take 5, where you can actually stay for a 5th year at the University of Rochester after you've received your bachelor's degree, totally tuition free. So another thing to know about the University of Rochester, the second thing, is that we are a research institution. There's only 120 tier 1 level research institutions across the country, and we are one of them. 3/4 of our students are going to participate in research at one time or another before they graduate. What are we researching? Well, we actually were the final testing site for the Pfizer vaccine that came out for the COVID-19 battle. Very proud of that. We put out the HPV vaccine, and we did the final testing on that back in late 90s, early 2000s as well. Our med center does a lot of really phenomenal things, but you're not just studying in the science areas as well, or researching in that. Research is going on in our theater stages, is going on in our psychology classrooms. It's going on with data analysis with professors all the time. So we really do want you to be engaged in this process of finding out new knowledge. The third thing to know about the University of Rochester is just to know a little bit more about our students. Our students are unique. We have, as I mentioned before, 5,500 undergraduate students. About 20% of our student population actually comes to us from international locations. We have 120 countries represented on our campus. So the cultural diversity and the aspects of the holidays that are celebrated and the cultural activities that they have, it goes on all year long, and it's amazing to have that experience in upstate New York. Now, we also do have some Texans there as well, so don't think you're going to be the only Texas student as well. We get about 30 to 40 students that actually enroll each year from Texas, so you will not be on your own. Just don't let anybody from Rochester actually take you out for barbecue in Rochester. Not quite the same as our Texas barbecue. Have them take you out for a garbage plate, which I can certainly talk about later on. Students do live on campus for their first 2 years, but our students seem to be so happy that they're staying on for all 4 years. We do offer Division III athletics. We are the Yellow Jackets. School colors are blue and yellow. and a lot of student clubs and organizations that you can be involved with. The University of Rochester does use a holistic admissions process, much like all of my colleagues who have talked tonight as well. You know, you're more to us than just your transcript. We are completely test optional at Rochester, so you do not have to submit ACT or SAT scores. But the one thing that would be a little bit different is that we do offer admission interviews, and this is a great way to make your application just stand out just slightly more. It's a nice 20 to 30-minute conversation that we can do over Zoom, and I will put the link over in the chat before we jump off today. Also know that your admissions application is your scholarship application. About half of our students receive some type of merit aid at the University of Rochester. And we, like Skidmore, yes, we also are one of those schools that will guarantee that we'll meet 100% of your family's demonstrated financial need as well. So that is the University of Rochester in a nutshell.
Okay, hey, great. Thanks, everyone. So I'm going to ask, come back on the screen if you would, please. Great, fantastic. We've got a little under 3 minutes to finish out here, and I'm about to share my screen on my end. And essentially, what I would love for everyone to do is answer this question right here. Like, what one piece of advice would you give somebody going through this college search process? And we're going to go in presentation order. So it's Jameer, and then Maria, Brian, Brittany, Darren, and Dana in that order. So take that question off if you would, and let's see what you guys can come up with. And don't worry, if you repeat yourself, it's okay. So Jameer, off you go.
So advice I would give you is really try to tell a story and give us a full picture, especially being in a holistic admissions process. Obviously, we're going to look at your academics and try to get a good sense of your ability to be successful in the classroom here, but all of the information that you can tell us about what you're passionate about, the things that you're doing beyond the classroom, give us a good sense of what you see yourself doing and bringing to the college community is really going to help us get a good sense of that idea of college fit and how we can best support you once you're here, but also the great things that you're going to add within our community. So certainly think about how comfortable you are to be able to tell us a story, give us a sense of your personal background and the things that you really, really care about. I would always encourage students not to be more vulnerable than they want to be, but if there's something that you're really, really connected to and you want someone who's going to read your application and know about you, take the time to give us that additional info so we can have a good sense of who you are and how that's going to benefit our community once you get here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything that has already been said. I would also say that a lot of the college visits blend together, especially when you're doing them virtually. So just keep in mind a couple distinguishing factors from each of the schools that you're interested in, and some reasons why you see yourself at each school in particular, because after you hit submit, you'll eventually get some admit decisions, and it'll be your turn to make a decision and kind of differentiate all these schools from each other when it's your turn kind of to make that decision. So just keep in mind throughout this long process kind of why each school is staying on your radar, because you'll eventually be at one of these schools that you're learning a lot about.
I would say don't forget to visit. Really, really important to look at college campuses, especially because as Maria had mentioned, colleges start to kind of blend together, and you may have looked at some things virtually last year and a little bit of the odd world we're living in right now. But if a campus has made, or a college has made its way to your list and you have applied to it and you feel pretty confident that it's somewhere you can see yourself, it is really important to be able to view it in person. If that school is offering in-person opportunities, and I think almost everyone on the screen here today has mentioned that they are offering visiting in-person opportunities. Pardon my tongue twister here. It is really important to be able to do that because things look beautiful on paper. That's what our marketing departments do really well. But you don't know what it looks like until you're physically standing there on campus.
Yeah, that was great with the marketing too, because they do get paid to make it look great. The other thing I would say is definitely pick a school that maybe has your top choice, but don't rule out maybe a backup option. I know I started college as a physician's assistant and learned very quickly with organic chemistry that no, thank you, that is not for me. So communications, I went, but good thing I didn't have to transfer. So just keep your backup options available. Make sure you don't have to transfer schools. Just look out for your options.
I would say take advantage of any personal connections you can make in this virtual space where many colleges are offering interviews to any student. There's no hassle in getting to us to do those interviews, but engage with us as personally as you can, and maybe that's engaging with students. If there's a way to connect with students and speak with them, take that time to really speak with somebody one-on-one and try to make it personal for you and personalized experience as much as you can. That would be my advice.
Agree with all. My last piece of advice, YouTube should be your friend. Now, we all have YouTube channels for our universities, and marketing may not want me to say this. Go to our students' YouTube pages. You know what? You're going to get the real story there. And I think, majority of the time you get an insider's perspective to what it's like to be a student there. And I think it's just helpful, whereas we are a distance away. And so you really want an unfiltered view of us. So I would say YouTube could be your buddy.
Great, guys. Thanks. Hey, thanks so much. We're running up against the clock. I thought I'd get one more question in, but not the case. But hey, so I do want to remind those on the other side, and I'm trying to share my screen, but it's not working. You know what? I'll just say this. So number one, thank you for joining us. Number two, when you log off on this presentation, you will get a survey. We do want you to complete that and make this program better. And then the recording of this particular session will be available at the URL from the email. So I want to take some time to thank the 6 of you all for joining us. That's great. Thank you so much. And then those on the other end, thank you for being attentive and giving your time tonight. So we'll wave off the night and good night. Brady Bunch style here. Yeah, awesome. Perfect. Thanks for joining us. And to the 6 of you, wonderful job. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.